bit of a tough question because it is too wide to answer and just brief. But it is the approach the organizations should take as a rapidly to further improve and keep up the improvement of their businesses and the adaptation of the AI thereafter. It is AI and machine learning at the same time. So it cannot be summed up. There is a lot of angles to this kind of adaptation, but it will require a lot of dedication from the inside the organization as well to be believing into having the hyper automation, combining both what they have today plus adapting to the new eras. Let's talk about probably IT processes and automating IT processes, which is of a crucial things to any organization nowadays, because whatever we talk about would require an IT to be there. So we need to start removing and eliminating the human repetitive work, and that kind of automation usually will have a great value of being punctual, being accurate, and this is where both the ML, which is the machine learning, and AI, the artificial intelligence, is going to be a vital role to help out into the this kind of journey. The only thing that I need to add to that is for example, and a specific example, having an orchestration for the daily operations. For example, the end of day processes, or something as a backup, or something as archiving, or something like that. If you have an orchestration engine and tool that is going to take care of that, and I've implemented it before, and I know exactly how much did it save as a time, accuracy, and making sure things are going to be done without somebody saying, as a human being, well, I forgot to put this step before that step, because once it is done and rehearsed, it is always of a great value to the organization. Well, there is a lot of almost today, all the technologies, without mentioning names, are already equipped with ML and AI, and they're already equipped with whatever it takes to enable and help the business excel in that arena. Nowadays, we need just to remove again, that is one of the basic things that we need to focus on. And later we'll be speaking about more of how could we remove those kind of repetitive and tedious work that human usually get bored of, and of repeating. And if you find one who's willing to do that, you will not find a lot who's going to do it. But today, with the technology, it has been taken care of nicely, and we could use human brain to do something else where there will be more benefits. I like this question, and I kept repeating to everybody what are those critical. I could put them in probably 8 points, although some of them are very crucial and very important. But considering the digital transformation, it will require in this sequence the importance of that. So there have to be a clear strategy of the organization, and setting up where the organization is moving business-wise, and then that will be reflected into a technology and what have you. And that is where you're going to put also the digital transformation, because technology is not the digital transformation. It is the further utilization of the whole company assets. And I'm talking about data as well, is one of the assets that is going to be, or the organization assets that need to be capitalized on. Second is the sponsorship, a very strong sponsorship who believes on this strategy, believes on the journey, and that is of a great value financially, and making the proper support to the team and showing that, you know, a role model for everybody else to believe in the journey. Now, cascaded from the sponsorship, you know, there has to be a cascade of the plan, the strategy, and the belief, and the, you know, the mission, which is, you know, to management and the board, where big organization might have a board there where they have to be also believers, because in some cases there will be some approvals has to come from there, whether it is with regard to financials, logistics, some changes with regard to even reorganizing the organization, which I have been through as well. So you needed those to be strong believers and help you out to make this kind of changes very quickly and see the end value of that. Now, as you know, then the next step, which is the fourth, is define a clear objectives. Now, those are going to be the milestones into what need to be achieved, because there is a lot of changes that need to take place. Now, we're not talking about only technology, we're talking about even making the environment, you know, a very attractive environment to be able to work on, and that is very important. Making sure also the facility is going to made ready for the change and to adapt the change. And of course, the other logistics and what have you that is going to be given to the teams, and that is where the clear objectives is going to help them out. You know, ownership from those guys is going to happen from within inside. It cannot be imposed by somebody coming from outside to do the job. Now, you know, next to that is there has to be, as you know, as a result of the clear objectives, there has to be an integration between those kind of objectives, just to make sure that they are not going to work in silos. Otherwise, it's not going to end up to be a digital transformation. It's going to be different islands, and that is not the aim. Now, we need to have the kind of inspiration, you know, to the change, to the culture within the organization, and that is what I, talked about, a little bit, previously. But in this step, which is the sixth step, is that make sure that the team is always inspired. They have to see the results and realize them as they move along, and they have sense of achievements. And I believe that we have to make the changes very small, so they will see continuous changes and continuous achievements as move things to toward the future. Now, the seventh step is the embrace of adaptability and agility, and that is also very important. It's when we chop things into a small tasks, instead of we wait for a long-term, water stream or project management where you have to wait until after 6 months or something like that to see results, then the guys will say, no, we don't want that to happen. So having it into a small chunks, it will help all the teams, the organization to readjust itself as they move along. And that is very crucial. The team will be very also enthusiastic about making a change, and they will be celebrating every day a victory and a success story. And that is, it's going to add a lot of value to the journey of the digital transformation. Now, here is the, of course, all digital transformation, the most important for that is that, the organization is supposed to grow, to add and to do more services and do more into that. So, the eighth step is that we need to be ready for upscaling with regard to system resources, human resources as needed, and scaling with regard to taking more attractive challenges as well into the adaptation of digital transformation. I think that summarizes the all the 8 points. The most important today and the most common, as I mentioned earlier, which is automating the repetitive, the operational processes, and that is very common. If you go and look into the operation work, there is a lot of tedious work, and there is always multi-mistakes that happens there. So automating that kind of processes is going to help out. Now, that is operation from business, but same thing when we talk about operation from IT. So the first category is the intelligent automation, where AI is going to be play a vital role there, where you teach the robotics to take over a repetitive job. Now that needs to be complemented as well later with a machine learning. So in case of special cases, the AI later will be taught what to do through the machine learning and to take actions. And that is going to shift most of the work to the robotics. It will help a lot because robotics is going to continue 24/7 without having a break or needed a break or vacation or things like that. And somebody's going to be tired and need the rest. Robotics is going to be also play a vital role as well. And the other side is the business intelligence, and that is where the machine learning is going to play a vital role, where it will be taught into what to do or take decisions. And let's talk about a good example, banking sector. You could have a pre-approval to a certain group of people, but you needed, when somebody apply for a loan, for example, and there is a certain categories to be done and certain checks to be made, machine learning could take that decision. Anti-money laundering is one of the good fields where the machine learning and AI is going to play a vital role, because that is going to be a huge number of transactions that need to be reviewed and filtered and escalated and taken a decision. And some of the decisions is going to be clear enough. Machine learning is going to help you to learn more as things will evolve for special cases that will be encountered. Now, moving to more advanced into data mining, and that is in between what I talked about a while ago in the AML, because it is a bit of data mining, but data mining as well into making more business and making more attractive offers to the organization's customers, where you could go and find out more information, collecting structured and unstructured information and data to make decisions and make recommendations as well, where it is going to be trusted. The also the customer experience and the as the last category that will be we'll talk about over here, which is the AI is playing a vital role, where it just kind of will help the customers as well into the during their journey of accessing the organization systems or portals or whatever, and helping them out to resolve their issues. Robotics is going to be available 24/7. Some of the organizations, especially the fintechs nowadays, will not have the funds and the budgets and the resources to support 24/7. But with the robotics, it's going to be available, and that is very crucial to the the customer, to make sure that they are retained within the the organization, and their business is going to be to continue with the organization. You cannot just ask the customers, and I feel sometimes the frustration when I call one of the organizations nowadays, and they say, okay, our business hours is between 8 until 5, Sunday until Friday, Thursday. That is very annoying. Now, I'm not free during that time, but I'm free at night, and I need somebody to talk to or make a reservation or complain or something like that. So having the AI available and to serve the customer is always adding a lot of value. And I see that also in our government, that has been implemented into some of the government services, that is being offered online. And that has helped a lot into resolving some of the issues. Still, that is a big room for improvement as we move along. Scaling the digital solution, as per the figures being published by major studies, in this field, it has shown that there will be a 3% higher return on investment. There will be 15 to 20 revenue growth, there will be about 15% to 20% cost savings. And that is having the cost savings and cutting off into the most of the operational work. All of those, if you can combine them together, it means a lot to the organizations. And that is making, beside the financial part, beside the, the growth, the customer satisfaction. And that is, it is very crucial. All of that is going to be reflected to it. Hello, my name is Rashed Alothman. I will be joining Velocity Data Analytics Summit at Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, this upcoming September between 28th to 29th. Hope to see you there. Thank you.